What is up, guys? It's your boy Torius, back again with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should follow the money or you should follow your passion, right? Making hard decisions, basically. So with that being said, like the video, comment below what you think about it, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. So I'm just gonna tell you guys a little story. When I was in like 3 years ago, when I was doing my first apprenticeship, right, a couple years back, I was doing my apprenticeship at Alcoholic, and which is a tattoo parlor, right? A tattoo parlor. But yeah, I went there to go do tattoos, right? I wanted to learn how to tattoo, and I was never really that passionate about tattooing, right? Like I never really cared about it. I was just like, I used to think tattoos were ugly, right? I was like, oh, I wouldn't want a tattoo. I would never get one, right? I just wanted to do it because, you know, why not? Because I was an artist, right? So when I was there, I had the choice, right? I had the choice on whether or not I wanted to, you know, I never really thought about piercing, right? I never thought about being a piercer. But when I was there, I had the option, right? I had the option to learn how to pierce. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't want to learn that. But guess what? I saw how much money the piercers were making, right? Like the piercers were making bread. Like sometimes I would see the piercers at Alcoholic making more than the tattoo artists, right? I would see like the piercer leaves with like $250, $300, or like $150 or whatever. And then the tattoo artist would leave with like probably like $100, $200, right? Like basically it was just faster money, right? I just saw it was fast money. So I was like, damn, you know what? I'm gonna start piercing. So, but the thing is like I didn't know, because the thing is they only let me do one thing. They didn't let me start piercing because I was tattooing. And I remember my boss, he was very adamant on me not piercing, right? He was like, I don't want you to pierce, I want you to just tattoo. I don't want you to pierce, I just want you to tattoo. Just focus on tattooing, learn tattooing. And I was just like, why can't I just learn both? Because the thing is like when I was there during my apprenticeship, basically I wasn't even tattooing or looking up and doing anything about tattooing, right? I was using all my time cleaning up the shop. So the thing is like, I didn't really see a point, right? I didn't see like, what is the difference between me taking 10 minutes out of the day to pierce? I was there from like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Probably sometimes even later, right? Like I basically lived there, right? I was there till like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning sometimes, right? And I'll go in there like 9. And you know, like, so the thing is like, in those like 18 hours working there, right? I couldn't take 10 minutes just to see how a piercing worked, right? Like, so to me it didn't really make any sense, because the thing is I wasn't getting paid. I was just being there, right? I was just always there. And I was always working. And the thing is you know, I had to make that ultimatum, because the thing is my boss did end up allowing me. He was like, you know what, Nick, you really want to pierce, then you got to give up tattooing. You can't tattoo for a whole year, right? Like if you're gonna pierce, then for a whole, you have to pierce for 1 year. You can't tattoo for a whole year. And I was like, fuck. But the thing is, at that time I was going through stuff with like my mom and shit, and she was, you know, I don't know, like my living situation was kind of weird and stupid, right? At that time. And I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna, because the thing is I was trying to move out my crib, right? I was trying to move out my crib back then, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna follow the money, right? I'm just gonna pierce, and then, you know, I'm just gonna go piercing. So that's what I did. I decided, I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna pierce. I'm a piercer now. So I started getting my cardboard and started piercing the cardboard, right? Basically the thing is like, during that time I remember I was going through a lot of turmoil, right? Like I was going through so much turmoil, and I was just like going through like so much hardship. I was just like, damn, bro, I'm so fucking confused. Like it was so hard for me. It was such a hard time for me. Plus I had another job too. And what happened was, while I was going through that turmoil, I was always regretting not having a dad, right? I have a dad. My dad's still alive. No, he hits me up. But the thing is like, he's not around, you feel me? So the thing is like, I'm making these hard ass decisions. My mom's going crazy on me, and I'm just like, damn, bro, I have no one really to turn to for advice. And I had literally no one to turn, because the thing is like, I had to, tattooing, I mean, the thing is, because the reason I tell this story is because now I am a tattoo artist, right? Like now I do be tattooing. So when I'm tattooing, you know, I'm not as good as I could have been, right? I'm not as good as I would like to be, because I had a friend, and who was tattooing at the same time as me, right? And he would you know, like there was a time that I was better at tattooing than he was, right? Like they would always tell me like, oh Nate, your lines are better than his, haha. And I would look at his work and I would like laugh like, haha, that shit sucks. Right? And the thing is that he you know, in the time I was piercing, I was making hella bread, right? I was making like $120, $200 every night, and he was making like $20 every day. And he's like, oh damn, bro. And I was like, hey, look how much I made. And I would just like show off. I'm that type of person, right? I would just show off to him like, hey bro, look how much money I made. And he's like, what the fuck, man? I only made $20. And I'm like, oh, right? Like it was so fun, bro. I love working there. But yeah. I would always just like, you know, showboat and stuff. But the thing is, in those couple months that I was piercing, he was getting better. And then later on, I start seeing his work, right? Like fast forward, I leave Alcoholic, I start tattooing on my own, I start doing my own thing. And then later on, I see his work, right? I start seeing his work, and then I start seeing he's like doing good shit, and I'm just like, damn, that's good as fuck. And then, you know, I'm seeing my work now, and I'm just like, damn, my work is kind of lacking. Like, why? Like, how is it that he's gotten so much better than me, right? But it's because, you know, I took that time off of tattooing so I could pierce. You feel me? Like, I took that time off, and it's like I shouldn't have taken that time off, because if I didn't, I mean, yeah, it helped me with my money situation at the time. And yeah, you know, honestly, now I look back on it, I don't regret it, because I could still pierce, right? I still, like, if, like, I might not have a tattoo client, but I have a piercing client. Like, sometimes I'll be at the shop, and I'll just do, like, a couple belly piercings in a day, or a couple, whatever other piercings, right? And I'll just get those done, and I'll make some bread, and have no tattoos come in for that day, you feel me? So the thing is I don't really regret that, you feel me? Because I can tattoo and pierce now, so I'm grateful for that. But yeah, basically the whole point of the story is just making hard decisions, right? Because that was probably the hardest decision I ever had to make in my life. Believe it or not, to tattoo or pierce. Because the thing is like I went there to tattoo, right? Like my whole point of being there was to learn how to tattoo. Piercing just presented itself as an option later on, and you know, it was fun. I love piercing. Like, that is my passion, right? Like, my passion is low-key piercing. But tattooing, it's funny because the thing is, like, I rationalized it by thinking, like, you know what, while I'm here, I can just learn how to tattoo. It's not like I'm not gonna be here talking to the artist, learning how they tattoo and everything. It's not like I'm not gonna be doing that. You know, I'm still here learning. I'm watching them do it. You feel me? So I was just like, this is a better use of my time. Yeah, I wasn't practicing, but I was absorbing the information, basically, right? So when you have these hard decisions and you don't have like a dad in your life, I feel like that's what your dad is for you, right? Like, your dad is supposed to be there for you to help you go through these hard decisions, right? Because your dad's been there. Your dad's been like, okay, like, that's why I really want to be in my kid's life. Because in my kid's life, when he has to make those hard decisions where it's like, oh, you know what, I'm broke and I gotta pick between, oh, should I do this thing that I love, or should I do this thing that makes me money? You know, I'll just be there like, damn son, where'd you find this? I'm just kidding. I'll just be like, damn son, you know, I've been there before, bruh. I can help you out with that, right? Like, that's all I really want. And I mean, if you guys have any hard decisions and you're trying to make something, you know, I'll help you out. I'll give you my little 2 cents or whatever that's worth. Making hard decisions, what I do usually is I just make like eeny, meeny, miny, mo, right? It's eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by itself. It's the easiest way to make a decision. Because the thing is, not making a decision is still making a decision, right? So you might as well, it's always best to make the wrong decision, because then you learn, right? Like, if I chose, like how I look back on it now, did I make the wrong decision to learn how to pierce? Yes and no, right? It could be both, because I was making bread and I could pierce, and it's like a skill that I have now. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I could have gotten better at tattooing, but I already understand how to get better at tattooing, so I'm not really stressing it. it doesn't keep me up at night. You get me? So just figure out your decisions, because who you are in the future, like who I am right now, is just an accumulation of all my decisions, right? I made all these decisions, and that's why I'm right here doing my laundry at a laundromat. I'm just kidding. But yeah, like the video, comment below what you think about the video, subscribe if you're new. If you have any questions, and if you have any hard decisions you're trying to make and you need help making them, just DM me on Instagram at Torius at 6 for interviews. I'll help you out with that. And I'll make a video of your question as well. So with that being said, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.